In this documentation, the lining work on a violin rib structure is described. The study is based on observation of specific features on instruments of the classical Italian school of the Renaissance and Baroque era. Of particular interest is the fact that the method does not require hot bending of the linings. As well, there is no need for the use of clamps in the gluing process. The method is very elegant because only a few tools are needed, following basic logic of craft. In the given example, split willow is used. The use of spruce, poplar, or other softwood is equally possible. Working after this sequence is quick, efficient, and above all, a very easily acquired task. The linings of upper and lower bout are softly pressed into the rib and held in place between end block and corner block. The damp lining bends easily and is brought to length with few cuts only. Ideally, the lining is put into place with moderate tension. The lining is dipped into the 80° Celsius water and placed in its position. It now transports some dampness and heat into the rib, and you have a last opportunity to check the tension. Glue it in immediately. The dampness allows the fit to tighten temporarily. The lining fits perfectly. Another example, the lower bout. The square, dull contact with the end block. The lining is carefully being pressed against the rib, inch by inch, and cut into the exact length on this shown angle. Again, dipped into hot water, assure contact all along, and determine the length. One more correction. Again, setting the warm lining into place. and immediate gluing. Cleaning. In the cremonese method, the linings of the middle bouts were fixed in square mortices in the upper and lower corner block. Two parallel cuts in the exact width of the lining go vertically into the corner block. A small chisel is used to cut horizontally in the depth of the lining. The mortise is opened by splitting and a few corrective cuts. The mortices supply a firm anchor for the lining. Inserting the wet lining now increases the pinching effect of the mortices. The joints hold the lining firmly now in place and allow for pulling it tightly around the middle bout rib. I leave the lining to dry before I continue with the gluing. In the gluing process, the mortices also swell up. The lining is now pinched strongly and anchored in one mortise, firmly pressed against the rib and anchored in the opposite mortise. While the upper and lower linings are pushed against the ribs, the middle bout linings are pulled against the ribs for sufficient contact. Only two tools are needed in order to give the lining its final shape. A small hollow gouge forms the rounding. A flat blade takes off the facets it left behind.